3 years ago this week, Newt Gingrich set up a robocall which accused Mitt Romney of forcing Holocaust survivors to eat non-kosher food. This really took robocalls to a new level, didn't it?
It did, yeah. This was one of the crazier ones, but we pretty much hate all of them equally.
And the FCC has kind of like guidelines about robocalls, and they're pretty weird. Number one is the FCC rules require a business to obtain your written consent. Number two, market research or polling calls to residential numbers are not restricted by FCC rules, nor are calls on behalf of tax-exempt nonprofit groups. As we know, a lot of politics is done under this umbrella of so-called tax-exempt nonprofit groups. And number three, informational messages such as school closings or flight information are permissible without any prior written consent. I'm not exactly sure which category campaign calls should fall into, but I think legally speaking, under the law, they fall under the calls from tax-exempt nonprofit groups, right?
It must be, because there was nothing on this page specifically about campaigns or anything really political.
And some people think that robocalls are kind of going to go away because of the prevalence of cell phones, but I don't think so, because I get robocalls on my cell phone all the time.
And I mean, you're starting to enter some gray area in terms of the legality of that. But at the same time, with everything we're doing on the internet and clicking on and forms we're filling out and emails we get, I mean, I guess it's possible that at some point, somehow, something got confused into thinking that we gave consent for some of these calls.
I wonder if you could argue that if someone only has a cell phone, that it is effectively their residential number in spite of the fact that it is not hardwired. And maybe you could say, because this is the only phone for this person, we should be allowed to call it or something like that.
You never know. Could this be the first presidential campaign that we see robo-texts? It wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.